are the three other. Oh,
Hey guys, welcome to. Why are you smiling? Can you not smile? Hey guys, welcome to just another podcast with our second episode. Today we'll be discussing about one of the most fan favorite topics ever, anime. Today you'll be having us as host, me and Ankit, along with our esteemed speakers, Rohan as well as Aditya. But before we dive into this topic further, let's just introduce ourselves and find out what our favorite anime is. Ankit, what's your favorite anime?
so personally, my favorite anime is Haikyuu and Boruto. Uh, I feel like sometimes they're underrated, but then they do have a lot of value once you get into them. Especially the manga of Boruto is actually quite nice. There is a difference in power scaling, but then I think with future chapters, it'll be covered up soon.
I mean, your favorite anime is not a fan favorite,
Yeah.
but then again, to each its own. Rohan, what is your favorite anime?
So I'd say I'd go with the classic Dragon Ball because it's been there with me since my childhood. And now I'd say like because I really love the storyline of it, One Piece. One Piece is currently my favorite. But if you take my all-time favorite, it should be Dragon Ball.
Perfect. It's a fan favorite of everybody's. Aditya, what is
Yep.
yours?
I would say it's One Piece actually. The story, the plot, everything is like perfect, and it's so unpredictable how things keep going. And even Berserk, it's dark and it's actually pretty nice. The story is
I
actually
mean,
kind of good.
One
How
Piece
it
is one
runs.
of the best anime probably of all time. Speaking with Dragon Ball Z, but have you guys all have heard of Demon Slayer, correct? And
Yes.
Yeah.
IMDb have given Demon Slayer rating of 9.9, which was amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do you guys think that? See, personally, I would say that the animation nowadays in the current new gen anime, I think the animation plays an important role. So you could see that even Demon Slayer, an anime which does not have a very that interesting of a plot. However, it captures its audience through its amazing and mind blowing animation. So, do you guys think that in today's new gen animes, animation plays an important role, or even with a decent, half decent animation, the anime can still be a good hit? What are your opinions on this? What do
Well,
you guys think?
personally, I feel to be honest, in the new generation, I feel the crowd does feed on animation. But back when when we were growing up and we had anime like Naruto, Dragon Ball, Hunter x Hunter, and all that. So we grew up with the animation quality not up to the mark, but the stories were so great that we still they still got up to the legendary level. And yeah, I mean, for us, me personally, I still don't consider animation as the top tier, representation of the class of an anime. But yeah, I feel that does, upscale the viewing experience of a use of the audience.
Correct. To an extent, I really agree with you. Aditya, you said you like One Piece, right?
Yeah,
So, like,
I
what
mean,
exactly makes I mean, personally, even I love One Piece. Sanji is my favorite character. But what makes One Piece stand out compared to the other animes? Because you see, One Piece is an anime which has been going on for so long. I think it's been 20 plus years. So, what makes One Piece's longevity so special compared to the other animes, according to you?
so if you actually look at One Piece, the world building that Oda has built is like amazing. No anime or manga has come close to that world building, and it's like there's so much content, there are so many characters, they each of the characters have each backstory. It's all amazing how he's written everything and connected every single thing to a character or to a person, how every emotion is made. It's like so different, and I don't think any anime has come close to that if
Yeah,
you
true.
actually think
So,
of it.
and well, I would like to add to that. Yeah, he's very right about him not leaving any loophole in the anime. So, like, if you see where I mean, Naruto still is a very great anime. But like, if you see, there are many loopholes, many missing pieces. There are like many open ends. But if you see One Piece, it has been closed in every corner. We know where it starts, where it ends, what happens in between, what the character has been through, what he's going to go through. We know everything. So that's we have to give that to him. Oda is a genius.
True,
Yeah.
true. He's one of a kind. So before I move on to my next question, I just want to ask one quick one. Favorite protagonist? Come on, this has to be one of the questions I have to ask you guys. Favorite protagonist, guys? Aditya, what's your favorite? Who's your
Like
favorite
in all
protagonist?
of anime or only One Piece?
All of anime.
That's a hard one. But I would say Gintoki
Hmm.
from Gintama.
Just can you tell us a little bit about Gintoki? I don't think most of our viewers know about him much.
Uh, so basically, Gintoki, he's actually a samurai kind of guy. He never uses his full strength, and he hides and conceals all the strength. And it's actually a really fun anime to watch. I mean, you can't tell the plot right now, so
Fair enough.
the
Let's just
spoiler.
keep that. Let's just keep it a suspense. Rohan, who's your favorite protagonist?
Well, I mean, this would seem a little funky, but my favorite protagonist of all anime, it should be Shinosuke from, you know, in the Hindi term, Indian term, Shinchan. He's one of a kind.
Hmm.
He's
I mean,
actually, I
a
mean,
lot of our viewers could agree, but what makes him so special according to you? Why is he your favorite?
so see, we do keep a lot of mainstream anime, and I don't know, people don't consider Shinosuke and all of this, Hattori, all of that, they don't consider the anime. But now when we compare the of how the protagonist connects with us. I mean, we cannot connect to Goku because that power level is huge. One Luffy, the power level, no. But here, Shinchan is he's one of us, and the way he makes you laugh, the way I feel as a protagonist, he's one you have to look up to. That's that.
All right. Stop. Stop it.
So, okay. So I would like to bring your attention to one more question. This has been asked a lot on Twitter and other places, especially in online forums. So nowadays, many studios have been forcing the creators to shorten the duration of their anime, like the watchability, especially. They have been told that only 12 and 24 episode slots are available, saying that the viewer attention span is less. What are your views on that? Do you think the audience of today, which are mostly built on new gen anime, will like to watch an anime of 100 episodes? Because nowadays it's very difficult for animes to get on pace with, let's say, One Piece or even Dragon Ball. The one anime which tried and failed was My Hero Academia, where the author himself said that he's trying to go after the One Piece hype, but then he miserably failed. So I wanted to know your viewpoints on that.
Yeah, sure. And I personally feel there is no one that can ever reach the hype that One Piece has reached. That is somewhere else.
Boruto can,
But yeah,
but
talking,
no, continue.
yeah, we could say, but coming, no comments on that. But like
Yeah,
to see, like looking at where Boruto is going, it might reach half the hype. Okay, so yeah. So now coming to the viewer duration. So now, yeah, I do feel the viewer duration of anime has come down. Like if you see olden animes like Gintama, as my friend told, Gintama episodes are 48 minutes, 47 minutes, like they're that long. But it's still, and not many people have watched the anime. It's partly because of that and because of its long running stature. But then we also consider anime like One Piece, which have 1,000 episodes. So the question was, would they view anime like 100 episodes? I mean, 100 episodes is an average episode milestone right now. And if an anime doesn't hit that, it's not considered one in the race. But there are a few anime which wind up within 14 episodes, 28 episodes, 30 episodes, which actually, get the viewer attention. So I feel even if the anime is short, if it has the quality, it can make it. But yeah, if you are aiming to make a long running anime like One Piece, make sure you're at least prepared to write a story of that caliber. Yeah.
good points. Aditya, you would like to add anything on that?
Uh, so basically, all this honestly depends on what kind of anime it is. Like if you see Hunter x Hunter, the story is actually pretty good. Like it's actually good, and they can keep going with it. While all these animes like Solo Leveling, all the manhwa actually they should have gone ahead with the whole animation, but I think they want to keep rebuilding the hype every season and how everything goes by. Even Haikyuu, it's the same. It's the same process all over again. So it's honestly all about money at this point.
Yes, fair. That is a good observation. Now, I would like to ask one more question, which has been asked around a lot, and that is to do with originality. So you know how manga creators write this stuff before, and then the people who read it have a better understanding. Well, nowadays there has been a division where manga readers get to know about the information before the anime, and sometimes the manga might not be as good. For example, I would like to take the most recent one which happened was for Bleach, where the manga ending was not up to the mark, and there was a lot of backlash regarding this. And now, when the anime is going on, the director has said that the anime will be changed in order to suit the fans' needs. Are you for or against this? Do you want to stick with originality, or do you like that it is being changed in order to support a bigger crowd?
I have one question. So, by originality, do you mean that the story is original, or do you mean that you want to keep the anime running at one time and not changing?
What I mean is that the story should be original, like how the creator intended it to be shown as. Even if there is a
Okay.
bad ending, do you want to see that ending
Okay.
or no?
Yeah, well, I do feel that they should maintain originality, but at the end of the day, as you said previously, it is all about money. So if the viewers are, if they are giving it bad reviews, at the end of the day, they're gonna, it's basically not going to market to the broader crowd. It's going to end there because if I tell you, dude, that anime is not nice, don't waste your time on it. Watch something else. So it's basically ending the hype for the anime, and basically its viewership, its revenue, everything goes down. So at the end of the day, the point is to build money. So I
Yes.
feel, yeah. So if the author wants to change it because of his revenue purposes, there's no harm in doing that.
All right. Fair enough. Aditya, you would like to add anything?
Uh, the only reason Bleach he changed the ending is because he's not actually well. So he just rushed the whole manga and then he changed the whole ending. He told he'll make it better for the fans. But unlike Hajime Isayama, the author of AOT, he made his own ending even though people were not happy about it. He told, "Yeah, I'm gonna stick to this. I don't care what you people think about." And I think that's actually a good stand. Like, this is my story. This is what I wrote. If you don't like it, just don't watch it. It's fine. This is how the story goes. So,
That is also true. I feel the manga author should have the final say in how he wants to take it up. So, coming back, I will cut it here.
Yeah. So before we proceed with more questions, I have to say this to our viewers that our today's speakers, Rohan and Aditya, they have watched over 100 plus animes. So these guys, when they say their stuff, they actually mean it. So it's actually great to know a lot of things. We learn a lot of insight from you guys. Thanks a lot, guys. So coming off, anime, as you can see, it's been so popular. But there's this one anime which does not have a Japanese originality, but has actually, it's reached the fans pretty well. If you have realized which one I'm talking about, good. If you haven't, I'll let you know. It's Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling is a manhwa based. It's a manhwa which is now being brought up and it's making an anime adaptation. Surprisingly, Solo Leveling was a good hit considering how the other animes did not do well. Like some of the manhwas, like God of High School, No Bleach, they weren't able to reach the audience well. But surprisingly, Solo Leveling did very well. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think did the anime production or the anime adaptation do? What do you think? Was it just the manhwa was too good for the audience, or do you guys think that Solo Leveling they made some changes which capture the audiences in general? What do you guys think? What made Solo Leveling such a hit?
So,
so you want to talk?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, any of you start. Aditya, you can go on.
Okay. So basically, you talked about Nobles, right? Yeah. So the thing is, they dragged out the whole story. Like they kept the villains till the end. They kept dragging him. the whole arc. Every arc he was there. Nobles did nothing about him. He kept dragging the plot. And I think that's the one of the main reasons Nobles actually failed. While solo leveling, it was just properly paced. He didn't like drag out every single arc. He kept revealing everything time by time, and it was just a perfect ending for him, actually.
Anything you want to add on, Rohan?
Yeah, as I said before, the whole point of the success of the your content is basically the quality of your content. And I feel solo leveling back when we used to read it as a manga too, it was short, crisp, and perfect. The story, the write up, the world building, his power upgrades, they were all perfectly written, and they were written for the fans. Now the way he gets stronger and stronger in the anime, that is what the fans want. They want to see how powerful he can get. And yeah, I feel he completely fed the fans with what they wanted. And yeah, the hype, it just keeps building on. The solo leveling, the hype for the anime second season is, it's greater than any manga which has been converted to an anime. Coming from a Korean origin, I have to applaud the way it's got the hype.
Yeah, I mean, solo leveling, a lot of people, a lot of original anime fans seem to like solo leveling. Good for them. But now coming up, this is one question which has caused some sort of debate among new gen anime watchers as well as old gen. Look, whenever we talk about big three, we bring up Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece, right? New gen, they have their own terms. Some of them put Demon Slayer, Black Clover, Jujutsu Kaisen. So, do you guys believe that the new gen anime can ever reach the popularity or say the manga sales? I think merchandise wise, they do a lot because Jujutsu Kaisen do very well in these comic cons. They have a good merchandise sale. But when it comes to the popularity, the hype, do you think that these new gen protagonists, the new gen animes, can they reach those levels that are Naruto's, One Piece's, Bleach were able to do? What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, in if you're talking about, see, Jujutsu Kaisen released like I think maybe 4 or 5 years back. So yeah, if you compare, if you want to talk about our generation, the one where we've grown up with Pokemon, Naruto, Dragon Ball, One Piece, and Hunter x Hunter, and all that, etc., etc. We would like, I don't think new gen anime would ever like, brainwash us into thinking that, this is better than what we've grown up with. If you ask anyone from our era, who's your favorite main character, they'll say Goku, or they'll say
Yeah,
Luffy, or they'll say
correct,
Naruto. One
correct.
of these three. These are like, on an average, these three are the three names you listen everywhere. But yeah, even though Jujutsu Kaisen has been applauded by the audience a lot, it has been received well. Even though the same, our generation, we are also applauding the anime. But even after having people like Gojo, Sukuna, if you ask them, who's your favorite, they'll tell you one of the three names I mentioned before. So yeah, I don't think the new gen anime can ever make us into like, like shifting from our liking of the old anime. Yeah. So yeah. But if you take the new generation, I think they are growing up starting with this kind of anime, with this animation. So yeah, they might change the flow.
As you guys heard, Rohan, nothing is gonna beat the old gen. So hurry up and catch up to One Piece. I know it's big, but there's still time. You guys can catch up. Aditya, is there any other thing that you would like to add? Do you think that new gen can catch up to the old gen?
I mean, Eugen is doing really well at this point, but I don't think he'll be as iconic as all the old gen. I mean, you people do remember about how Goku UI broke the whole internet at that time. At that time, there was very less people watching anime, and we didn't have all these facilities like how we had right now. And at that time, thinking that Goku UI or something like anime broke the internet, it's actually it's actually good. Uh, New Gen can do that. I mean, they break few Crunchyroll sites and all, but I think nothing has come close to breaking the internet like what Goku UI has done.
True, true, very true. Also, speaking about animes, the animes can't be made without their productions. We have so many good anime productions: Studio, Ufotable, Bones, Mappa, Toei. But recently, MAPA has come up with so many accusations that they don't pay their workers on time and they overwork their animators, and this has been this has been an issue with them. So what do you think? Is it that MAPA has taken up too many works and so they have to allot it and they have to finish it with the regular time? Why do you think MAPA is struggling? Because if you see, certain anime projects are taken up. I think many anime projects are taken up by Ufotable. Ufotable sticks to, I think, Demon Slayer. Toei does. Toei used to do Dragon Ball. Now they do One Piece. However, MAPPA seems to have taken a lot of burden, taking up Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, One Punch Man. Also, they were supposed to be taken. So, what do you think? What makes MAPPA take so much stress? What do you guys think? Why is MAPPA taking up so much stress?
Yeah, well, so as you said, Toei Animation has used taken up Dragon Ball, and now since Dragon Ball is over currently, the season 2 might come. So since that is over and now they've taken One Piece, they have only one commitment. That is One Piece. So they can just work on One Piece, One Piece, One Piece. But now when we come to MAPPA, now they have all the new gen anime, which the new generation or the kids nowadays or teens of our age or yeah, so so everyone wants to know what is going to happen in each of these anime in the next episode. What is going to happen, and if there is a delay, they're going to abuse the animators animation foundation. And yeah, so to not disappoint the crowd, they will have to the same basis, supply and demand basis. It works here too. So audience demand is there, so they have to supply at that rate. And if they fail to supply at that rate, you know on the long run, they will have to shut down. So yeah, the fact that they're overworking their animators is valid for the way they're taking up work. It is valid, but the fact that they're not paying them for the amount of work they're doing, that is not fair.
So, Aditya, do you think indirectly we are responsible for this stress that MAPPA is taking up? Because we are the
Yeah,
impatient for the episodes.
I think yeah, you would say all the fans they start abusing people like how AOT he wrote the ending, and people threatened that they would kill you and stuff and all that. And that's really really sad. Like people can't even express how they write the story of whatever they make, and they have to go according to what fans like, what fans want. It's really sad to see author can't have the freedom of speech he actually needs.
Well said. True. True.
So I have another question which might be very interesting. Since of the first time is very special for everyone, what was your first anime that you ever watched, and how did it impact you?
Um, well, I think the first anime I ever watched was yeah, I think it should be Pokemon when it used to come on this channel called Jetix. Yeah, that was the time I started watching anime, and then Pokemon really caught my attention. And I think when it's your first anime and it catches your attention, you tend to watch more stuff like it. Yeah, so I think Pokemon was my first, and yeah.
Aditya, what was your first anime?
I mean, if you think like other than what used to come on TV, like other than Pokemon and Beyblade and all that stuff, first I think I was Death Note actually. It was actually a very interesting plot. It was different, something I've never seen before, like a plot like that, how things were and all that. It was actually pretty good.
Nice. Ankur, what about you?
There are so many animes. I think the first anime that I probably watched as well as enjoyed would be Dragon Ball. Not Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball. The
Okay.
one which they used to stream in Cartoon Network. Yeah.
Hmm.
It was the first anime. I think Dragon Ball set up the standards for shonen anime. So, that main character saving the day at the end. So that was what set up the genre. That was when I came to know that these are the types of anime that I would really like to watch. So Dragon Ball set up that standard for me,
Okay.
and it
Well,
still does.
fine. Well, personally for me, the first anime would be Beyblade because I kind of remember searching online for the newer episodes or previous ones. But yes. Now, moving on, there is another very interesting question that I have, which might be a bit debatable. What are your common? What do you think the common anime misconceptions are? And generally, there exists a crowd of people who only watch one anime and then they decide or label the rest of the animes with that. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, that's a really good question because I think now there are many people who think of anime as it's as if it's a cartoon, which is just it's like fooling around. But no, I don't really think so. I mean, yes, the anime because you've come across many cartoons since your childhood, like Looney Tunes, Mickey Mouse, and all that. You might think because of the way it looks, it is a cartoon, but no, it isn't. It is basically many real life problems which is put into the form of and in the animated form which has been consumed by the Japanese audience from before, and now it has spread globally after the internet has come into existence. Before that, I don't think anybody outside Japan knew what anime was or what a manga was. So yeah, I think you guys should you should keep that mindset aside and enter the anime world and think and explore it because there's nothing like it.
Yes, well said. Aditya, what do you think about this?
Uh, Honestly, I think it's because of the people. So basically, some people watch anime and they start cringe posting and stuff, which I think to a community or to people when they see that they're like, "What is this?" I don't think this is what I'll be watching after looking at all those videos because of certain people. And it's mainly because of people, honestly. And sometimes they read a very bad scene, or they are honestly miscommunicated, so they don't actually know what's happening in the whole story, and then they just think, okay, this is not for me, this is not it.
That's very true. Many people jump to conclusions and they try to influence the majority, and this happens a
Yeah.
lot,
Very true.
especially with
The
Right.
thing
Boruto.
is,
But yes,
one of the issues that I think that many of the non-anime watchers have is that they think that a bunch of action sequences is all about anime. Because I think since Dragon Ball was the first, I think Dragon Ball is so famous that most of the non-anime watchers have heard about Dragon Ball, and their common misconception about Dragon Ball as an anime is that it's just fighting. The thing is that anime goes beyond fighting. It showcases a lot of emotions. There's a lot to learn from multiple animes. That is why we have different genres in anime. And one more misconception that I think people come up saying that anime has a negative impact on your mental health, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Anime has helped so many people. Anime gives you ideas. Anime showcases so many emotions. That's why we have different genres of anime. It's just there's shonen, there's seinen, there's slice of life. There are multiple animes. So all in all, as Rohan and Aditya stated, is not just cartoon and just that community in particular. Anime is far beyond just fighting or cartoon. It's much beyond that, and the only way that miscommunication can be cleared is if all the non-anime watchers can attempt to start watching animes. I'm sure they'll not regret it.
yeah, that is
And
very true.
BL is a very famous category too.
Yes, yeah, fair enough.
Moving on.
Hey, yeah, but what a great question asked by Akshay Bharatwaj at this point. He's a diehard fan of our show, and he has asked which anime life you want to be reincarnated in. So, what would you say?
Um, anime universe I would want to be in, I think, is wait, actually, let me think about it. I think it should be no, it's really confusing because there are so many anime you want to be in. But yeah,
Yes.
I think it should be Beyblade. For me, it is Beyblade.
Yes. Very, very nice.
Because bro, there's nothing as sick as just like bro, it's Beyblade is sick. I mean, if you want to
Yeah,
be in an universe, Beyblade is sick. Yeah,
true.
I think it should be Beyblade.
Ankur?
I'm confused between One Piece and My Hero Academia. Firstly, the thought of gathering your friends and going on a long adventure. Uh, Whether the adventure is fruitful or not, successful or not, is secondary. But that journey with your friends, going on a ship, provided they don't have any sickness. But
Yes.
yeah, One Piece world is really fascinating. If not, I would go for My Hero Academia. That world building where you have superheroes.
True.
The superhero world is always fascinating, having different quirks. The it's a whole different world, and that fascinates me. So if not One Piece, I would have definitely tried to get some
Sure.
good quirk.
What about you, Aditya?
I mean, at this point, it is High School DxD. I mean,
Yes.
you know why? I
Yes.
mean,
Oh,
everyone
okay.
knows why.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes, yes.
that's a good one.
Aditya is a very common user of H anime, and
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
oh,
You don't like Boku no Pico? Or is that why
No,
you're
no.
interested in it?
let us move on.
I think we can move on with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
questions.
Yeah,
Yes, we
I
can
yeah,
move
I
on with the
yeah.
questions.
personally actually really want to live in this world, but it's not exactly anime. I would say Slug Terror. I don't know if many people have
Okay.
seen it, but
That's a
Yes.
really good
Yeah,
one, dude. That's
that's
a really
it
that's
good
a
one.
good
I
one.
really loved the slugs back then. So yeah. And now moving on to another question. Anime openings. Now, some people are a
Oh,
fan of it. Some people are not so. Don't think it's that important. But do you actually think they play a major role? Because I have a few stats here, and the bands that play in these anime openings are actually very popular in Japan. In fact, they are one of the highest grossing music industries in Japan at the moment. Just anime openings itself. So, what do you think?
yeah. Well, I think see the anime opening plays before the episode begins. So I feel it is a sort of when they say the first impression is the last impression. So if the opening is something that actually catches your attention and you actually vibe to it, enjoy it, then I think it actually, you more than watching the episode, you want to watch the next episode because you want to play the opening again. So I think it does determine how you perceive it.
Yeah. Aditya,
I
what do you
think
think?
it's a very debate. Oh, no, no, go ahead.
That's fine.
Uh, I think if you have listened to Tokyo Ghoul Unravel, I mean, that opening
Oh,
is like really
yes.
good, and till this date, that opening is still gives me goosebumps. The way it plays, everything about it is so good. The way it hypes up the whole show. I mean, the show is not that great. Uh, I mean, the opening was really good.
Yes.
See,
Mm.
personally for me, I like Bluebird from Naruto because I think that was at a time when Sasuke deserted the Konoha village and he went ahead with his revenge. He joined Orochimaru. So the song itself, look, we as Indians, we may not be able to understand the lyrics per se without the subtitles, but every each of these openings have, as Rohan said, they put an impression about what the current arc is going through. So each of the opening will somehow showcase what the current arc is going to be shown. There could be some sort of foreshadowing. That's also there. But all in all, that it creates a good vibe before you start the anime. A lot of people skip it, especially if you view anime on Netflix, which please guys don't do. But if you guys do, there's an option where you can skip your intro. Please don't do that. Listen to the music. The music can give you a lot of clues about the current arc that's going through. So, but for me, if you ask, my favorite anime opening would be Bluebird from Naruto.
Okay.
And I forgot to mention my favorite. I think it should be VR from One Piece, the first opening. That is really nice.
It's a classic, and I would
Yeah,
say
it
mine
is.
would be Fly High from Haikyuu. It was in
Mm.
season 2, and it's still one of my favorite ever. Now, I have one last
Mhm.
question before I pass it off to Ankur. Now, does India have any opportunities in the anime industry, or do you think we need studios which are particularly built in India so that they can understand their audiences better? Or do you want anime to be outsourced to India? So, I'm saying this because a few upcoming animes which are more directed toward Indian audiences are coming from America. The studio are all based in America. So now, would you prefer that, or would you say that India itself has enough resources and artists to create their own anime here?
Well, this may sound a bit niche, but I don't think India should go for that because, see, anime is Japan culture, and they are promoting it, and you know, it's theirs. So, and the fact, okay, it is fair if their industry comes and settles here, and we work for their industry. That is perfectly fine. But we as Indians, we have our own culture to promote. Our culture is already it's weakening among the people. The first thing we have to do is promote that rather than take someone else's culture and promote it. So yeah, I don't think India should start producing anime on their own. But there's nothing wrong in working for an anime firm. That's completely fine.
Well said. Anyone else would like to add to this?
I
The
mean,
thing
as he
is,
said,
yeah, no, continue, go ahead. Hey, wait, cut this. Cut.
And any
So, as I was saying, Aditya, would you like to continue?
yeah, as Ronnie said, I mean, all of it is right. But I think if anime comes to India, I think the government wouldn't be too happy to give it. I mean, they'll just impose a 25% GST tax, like how they gave it to the gaming community. 25% GST is like too much, and people start backing out. Anime companies, studios, everything will start backing out, and I don't think there'll be any growth in this market as of now.
True. All right. So I would like to now pass it off to Ankur. Ankur, what do you have any questions?
Yeah, Ankit, first of all, those were really wonderful questions. I'm sure our viewers would have definitely liked it. So I have a couple of questions to you guys as well. So, when we say anime, it's usually about, we bring up the animations. However, Netflix is notorious for this. They end up making up a lot of anime adaptations. Do you guys think that these adaptations should continue? Because, it's been a hit and miss. Some of them have going good, like One Piece. Some of them have been terrible, like Death Note and Bleach. So, do you guys think that now Netflix should continue making live anime adaptations, or do we just stick to our original anime? Aditya, what do you have in mind?
Uh, I don't think they should go for it, honestly. What people expect from the anime and what actually the live action is, people are not able to give the same outcome as what the fans expect.
Hmm.
All the people have different opinions about how the character should look. Like a
True.
character, Oda has drawn Luffy in a certain way, and he just gets a random guy. He's like, okay, this is Luffy for you, and not many people are happy with it because that's not what
They
they
don't
want.
like it. Correct.
Yeah, and all the power scaling and all the powers, how they are gonna CGI the whole thing. I don't think people will still like it.
Yeah. There may be debates also coming up as to which character do we cast. Correct. Good point.
Yeah.
Rohan, do you have anything to add to us?
Yeah, well, I agree with that. I don't think they should be adapting anime into live actions because, of course, our expectations of how it is going to look in the anime is different. So, as he said, now we've been watching Luffy growing up, so we know we look at Luffy a certain way. He's a funky, he's a funky guy, and he just fools around, but he's also a very strong dude. But yeah, and that character, it's grown upon us. So now you bring a random guy and you ask him to act as Luffy. That's not going to work. And of course, like now, let's talk about One Piece. Since you talk about One Piece, now if you talk about Conqueror's Haki, so in the anime, when Shanks unleashes his Conqueror's Haki, we look at it's depicted as lightning going everywhere. So
Yes, correct.
when you watch the live action, and they can't depict it how we want it to be,
Hmm.
we wouldn't like it. We would like completely be disappointed. We wouldn't our interest would go down. So I don't think they should ever risk doing something like that. They should stick to animating anime and maybe live action. That's no. I think they should come with with other original ideas for making live
Hmm.
actions.
True. Even I don't like, honestly, even I don't like them. Fine. Before we end this episode, our viewers, for those who watch anime, good, but those who don't, some of them struggle to start with new animes. They don't want to start with Naruto and One Piece because they're big. Firstly, I would say they should, But in case they don't want to, I would like to ask all of you guys, what do you think that give some good underrated animes that our viewers should start with, especially the non-anime watchers.
Okay, so underrated anime, I would say yes. You should watch Hunter x Hunter.
Mhm.
You should watch My Hero Academia. I don't think that is underrated, but still. You should watch One Punch Man for sure. It's a very short but a very impressive anime.
Mhm.
And yeah, once you watch these, you will want you. Oh yeah, Death Note completely. Death Note, you should watch it. That is the first thing you should watch. And yeah, after watching all this, if you don't watch Naruto, One Piece, I don't know what to say. And Dragon Ball is a must. If you don't add Dragon Ball, we don't consider you one of us. So yes. Yeah.
Couldn't agree more with Ron. Dragon Ball is the goat. Aditya, what do you think? Some underrated anime for our viewers.
I mean, he stole all the beginner animes, and I would like to add. I think Gintama also is good, but I don't think you should
Hmm.
start with that. But Hellsing, if you have watched Hellsing or Grand Blue is honestly a very good and funny anime. You'll actually love it.
Yeah, I've heard of Grand Blue. I think even I should start watching Grand Blue too. Ankit, what do
Yeah.
you think?
Well, most of the suggestions which were said were very nice. But if you're looking for something slow paced, I would suggest Free Run. It's a fairly new anime and it's very slow and it takes its time to develop each character episode by episode, but it's really fun to watch. But if you want something light-hearted and funny, I would suggest Prison School. It is a quoted anime. So yeah, those would be my recommendations.
Ah,
And I don't want you to miss out on Tokyo Revengers. That is a must. You should watch that anime. Tokyo Revengers. Yep.
yeah, personally, I don't like it, but who knows? Our viewers might like it. All right, guys, that's it. So, if you guys have any other queries or comments, please comment below. That's it for the episode. Stay tuned for the next one. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, guys. See you another day.
Bye.